Hello everyone, and let's take a look at a CRT monitor in 2020 and why you would want to use one. So I bought this Dell CRT monitor. It is a Dell E771P, if you want to know the exact specs. It is a 1024 by 768 resolution monitor. It runs at 85 Hertz. Pretty decent spec for back then. I think it was 2000s this came out. I'm not too sure exactly when it first came out. It was either 99 or 2000, so it's kind of that kind of time period before LEDs and LCDs, and then there was LED monitors took over now. So why would you want a CRT in 2020? Well, input latency is a big issue when it comes to modern, even the fastest monitors with game mode. I've got an HP, I think it's a 27. I can't remember the exact model number. It is a FreeSync QHD 1440p. It's FreeSync monitor, but G-Sync compatible. But yeah, even the fastest of monitors with its 1 millisecond game mode and its 144 Hz refresh rate still has input latency. And that is a big problem with these monitors, is the input latency that you get on them. Whereas the CRTs have a fairly minimal, they say no input latency. However, this setup that we're using the CRT with a modern PC. And the issue with modern PCs is that they tend to just have digital outputs. So that can be an issue. Now this is an analog output. This is a VGA. VGA input. The output comes from the graphics card, goes into the monitor. Yeah, VGA input. But modern graphics cards, as our RTX 2070 Super, only has digital outputs. Even our previous GPU, the 1070, that only had digital outputs. So we do have to have a converter. What you have to do is you can get an HDMI or a DisplayPort converter. We've got both outputs on the GPU. So we want I've got an HDMI to VGA adapter. That does introduce some input latency because we have to convert the digital signal to analog. So there is a conversion that's done there. So there is a little bit of input latency. But it should be less than a modern TV. Just to make you aware of that. So there's no input latency. However, if we went analog, if we had a GPU with an analog output, there would be no latency because it's just going analog to analog. So we have to have a bit of digital to analog conversion because we're using a modern system. I am going to get we're going to look at a retro gaming PC just to eliminate that that kind of problem. But we're going to take a look at some games now. We've got some modern games and some old games and some retro modern. Let's go for that. So let's get on with it. Let's take a look at the games that we can play with this monitor. And I was surprised at how high quality this monitor. This is a sub HD, less than 720p. 4x3 monitor, and I'm surprised at the quality that you get here. Hopefully the camera is a little bit off center, unfortunately, just because we have to have the keyboard and the mouse, and then we have to set the camera off to the side on a tripod. So I'm just using a phone camera, quite a decent camera. We've got a Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus that we're using for the camera, so hopefully everything works out well. So let's go check out the games that we can play here. Alright, so as you can see by the footage, we're looking at Quake 2. This is just regular old Quake 2 running on OpenGL. It is the Steam version of Quake 2, and it runs, to me, it's perfectly serviceable. Again, running at 1024 by 768. One of the things that you do notice, I don't know if the camera really picks it up very well, and sorry about the light. And the camera tends to focus on that little lamp on the right hand side. Again, we have to have the monitor keyboard. And again, apologies for the clicky sounds of the mechanical keyboard that we're going for. Again, we just have to record everything, and we're just going to record the audio. I've kind of just got one of the headphones sitting near it to record the audio, but it runs fairly well. One of the things you notice about a CRT is that the blacks, the dark areas of the game, are really, really dark. So looking forward to maybe trying out some horror games on this. But yeah, Quake 2 runs, looks good. I think it looks good. Pretty good. I mean, again, this is the way we would have played it back in the day. Maybe not this higher resolution. We would have played maybe 640 by 480 or 800 by 600. Certainly, or maybe even in software mode. This is running in, this is OpenGL it's running in. But yeah, Quake 2 is, just as fun as I remember it. So let's look at something else. Let's look at something a bit more modern this time. Alright, let's take a look at Quake 2 again. This is Quake 2 RTX. So we've got all of the ray tracing and everything is turned up to full. Again, we are running the monitor's native resolution, and you can see the frame rate is pretty good that we're getting out of this. So this is again, it's just Quake 2 with the sort of path traced rendering. So you get all the nice ray tracing goodies. It's a very extreme example. We sneaked up on that, did there? That was pretty nice. But yeah, you can see why the ray tracing looks really good on this monitor. And again, one of the biggest advantages of this is that you get a really nice frame rate. Now on our 1440p, if we run this with all these settings at the same settings, we really struggle to hit 30 FPS. So you can see what a difference. We've cut the resolution by more than 50%. Well, at least 50% on one axis, and then more than 50% on the other axis. But yeah, the ray tracing looks nice here. I think it looks a bit better, honestly, because again of the sort of true black that you get from a CRT. So the lighting effects look even better, if you ask me. And yeah, this is quite an impressive game. Running at full resolution scale, that's what that 100% is next to the frame rate. So we're running at 1024 by 768, and we've got everything enabled. All the global illumination is up high, as you can see there. But yeah, you've got everything turned up to the maximum, and again, pretty nice. Nice workout for our RTX 2070 Super, and it actually does play at a playable frame rate. Now, we're not really getting any screen tearing from this, which is interesting. You can see there nicely. You can see with the reflections there, and you've got the reflection of the bullet there going across the water, which is very nice. I'm quite impressed with this, and that's one of the good things about having, such a low-res display. I mean, we got caught up in resolution as being a big thing, but you know what? I really like that when you go in there. Look how dark it gets there. That is just really good looking on a CRT. Honestly, I think Quake 2 RTX is even better on the CRT. I love the way the lighting sort of transitions there between lighting effects. I don't know, it just shows up way better than a modern screen. I mean, it's lower resolution, obviously, but to my eyes, it looks fine. I'm quite happy with that at this. Look at that, running fine. Let's go check out some more games. Okay, so let's go try out Sonic CD. I was gonna try Sonic Mania, but I don't own it on the PC. Yeah, I thought I bought Sonic Mania. That's a good modern game to do. But again, we don't own it. I do own Sonic CD though in Steam, so it's the same thing really. Same, 2D Sonic game. So yeah, we don't have blast processing, unfortunately. We've got a Ryzen 7 though, so hopefully that will make up for that there. Oh wait, we lost all our rings. But yeah, these kind of games, like kind of retro games, we did also try. I did try one of those little mini consoles. I tried the Mega Drive or Genesis Mini. I tried that in there. It didn't work on this monitor because this monitor will not accept any 16:9 resolution outputs. So 720p is what the Mega Drive Mini runs at. Not supported. Oh, there's Amy. Alright, oh, you get an achievement. There you go. Achievement. This is a Steam version of Sonic CD.
This Sonic.
there. So there you go. We didn't get enough rings to get to the next to the next to the well, what was it called? The Chaos Emerald, the bonus stages. That's what the bonus stages. There you go. Sonic CD works fine. Looks good on the screen. I like, again, the colors just look so nice on this. And again, this is the way you would have played Sonic CD back in the day, back on the Mega CD. We would have played on this kind of screen. This is a 16-inch screen. It wouldn't have been this high resolution. It probably would have been 240p we'd have been playing at. It would have been, well, 480i, so 240 interlaced, so it would have been 480i we would have played this on, or was it 576 in Europe? 480i was in the United States, whereas in European PAL TV standards would have been, I think, 576, it's like 320 by 576, I can't remember exactly. Standard definition resolutions, it was a long time ago, but yeah, Sonic CD runs fine. Again, I tried the Mega Drive Mini, little retro console. Again, it would not accept that resolution. The recommended resolution for this is 1024 by 768, but you can go above that resolution. You can get the highest resolution I got to get display output was 1400 by 900, which is a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, if I am not mistaken. I think it's a 16 by 10, but 16 by 9 it will not output. It'll not output 720p or anything like that. It will. I think it does 1168 by 768, which is a bit weird because it can't do. It can seemingly do a higher resolution, but it will not accept any signal that is a 16 by 9 resolution. And there's the bonus stage, special stage. There it is, the 3D one, which I could never really do. Never very good at this 3D stage. Let's see if we can get the little blimp things. UFOs, they're called. 4 UFOs to get the Chaos Emerald. Oh, I love that acid, that LSD trippy background. People were on acid back in the 90s, especially Sega. Oh, can I get that? Oh, I fell on that thing. That's not good. You can run around the circuit if you want, but I don't like it. We need to grab 3 of them in 40 seconds. Oh, I missed it. Damn it. God damn it. But yeah, this is a fun Sonic game. Not a lot of people played it because not a lot of people owned the Mega CD back then, or the Sega CD if you live in America. It's called the Mega CD in Europe because it was the Mega Drive add-on. Whereas, yeah, they didn't call it the Genesis CD. Oh, I'm gonna get it! Yeah, there you go. I've never got Chaos Emerald in this game, but there we go. I like the little 3D rotation there. That's pretty cool. There you go. We got a Chaos Emerald, so let's move on to something else. Alright, let's go take a look at Control, which is the most modern game that we're taking a look at. Again, at 1024 by 768, and we have the ray tracing set to high. So everything, all the ray tracing effects are enabled. No DLSS, so it is native resolution. And again, it actually gets a decent playable frame rate. Again, if we run this at 1440p on our 1440p monitor, native resolution, we struggle to hit 30 FPS. But here, we've got a decent frame rate. I don't know if you can see it. It's sort of between the 80s and 90s. And it is still hammers your GPU, even at this low resolution. 70% GPU usage. And it still hammers the VRAM, even at this low resolution. So, ray tracing is up high. Everything else is on ultra settings, naturally. I don't think we'd have any real issues running this on a modern TV. Again, this game looks really, really good on a CRT. I don't think the camera really does it justice, but again, just the way the colors go from sort of the darker colors just stand out really well on a CRT screen. This game looks good, and I like it's kind of got like a to me it looks a bit like a 1980s office aesthetic that's going on in there. Really suits the CRT. Again, this is just, I like it. And again, this is sub HD resolution, but I think that's what we're gonna have to do if we want ray tracing. You can see Jesse's reflection here nicely in the door there. Yeah, pretty damn nice, I think. And playable wise, it's way more playable. I mean, we could try 1440p with DLSS enabled. We can get a decent playable frame rate here, but I quite like this. And in the darker areas where there's not much kind of going on, we do get a triple digit FPS there. But it's interesting to see how demanding and how taxing ray tracing actually is, because we're getting 80% usage on the GPU at sub HD resolution. So it just goes to show you just how taxing it is. But I quite like this game's art style. It really stands out quite well on a CRT monitor. Again, low resolution, but I mean DLSS would be rendering it at a low resolution anyway. But no, there's still plenty of detail there. So we'll move on to something else now. Right, let's take a look at another retro modern game. I'm calling it retro modern because it was released. This is Ion Fury. It was released in 2019. It uses the Build engine, which famously powered games. I think games like Shadow Warrior and Duke Nukem 3D, I think was probably the most popular game using the Build engine. Again, this looks really nice on a CRT. I think it's sort of 90s aesthetic that it's going for, an early 90s shooter aesthetic. One of the cool things about the Build engine was just the level of interactivity that you could have with it. I mean, like, we could smash up these arcade screens, smash up that Coke thing there, the jukebox. We can't interact with it. We can shoot it up, and you can interact with these these vending machines here, and you get liquid crack. Is what they're calling the cola. I love the way everything was interactive. There you can see again our character. No, she is there. Can't use the can't shoot the urinals off the wall. That's disappointing. Anyway, so yeah, this game runs pretty good actually. Again, it's running. It's a new game running on an old engine that's been, I think, it's heavily modified. The Build engine to sort of take advantage of more modern features. Again, you could run this on a real monitor, on a sort of gaming monitor. Or you can run it on, but it looks good on an old school CRT. Again, it does support software rendering as well. What that? Whoa! Grenade. That grenade didn't explode. Still, all right, must be a dud. Ah, we can pick it up again. Oh, run away! Don't do that. Oh, there's a dude there. Anyway, we'll shoot that dude. But yeah, this game looks and runs good because it is a a retro style game. We were going to check out also Sonic Mania, but again we didn't have that game. But I just love the level of interactivity that you can have. You can kick their enemies' dismembered heads around if you want in this game, and you can interact with like the bleach on the floor as well. You can shoot that, you can kick it around. The chair you can kick around there as well. It's a pretty cool game, pretty underrated. It is from 3D Realms, again, who did a lot of old school classic games. So this is another nice, oh crap, shotgun there. We'll shoot that guy in the face there. But anyway, so yeah, the CRT definitely worth it in 2020. Modern games look pretty good. Quite surprisingly good for ray tracing at playable frame rates. I was quite surprised at just how good the modern games looked on this. We're not doing very well here. But anyway, so that is all for this video. We might take a look at some, some more things on the CRT, and we might do that retro gaming PC just so we can get the fully digital or fully analog, output instead of this digital to analog converter here. Again, apologies for the keyboard sounds in the background. We had to record off screen. It's like old school YouTube. Remember YouTube when people used to record off their screen, stick a camera at the screen? But again, we want to show you the CRT, so you could record it with Shadowplay, but you'll just get a 1024 by 768 output video file, which won't really show you it running on the screen. So, you know, it's not the best. We could run a Riva Tuner Statistics server over the top, but it tends to take up the full screen. You have to really lower it. There. That was a fly on the screen there. I was whacking that, getting rid of that there. So anyway, I will leave you with some footage for this, and that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon, and goodbye.